Welcome back. I am joined by a very special guest this morning. I am here with Kate Blair, the Executive Director of Brightside Family Advocacy. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
So we are talking about something very important today, which is that, it's the first weekend of April, and April is Child Abuse Awareness Month. I know that your organization does an immense amount in creating awareness around this, advocating for children, for families. So I want to ask you, what should people know and remember during this month, and how is Brightside, really reminding people about this issue?
Yes, absolutely. So child abuse is something that goes on unnoticed. And of course, none of us, if you're not in a circle where you're experiencing that, you don't want to think about it. It's a very difficult subject. In our community right now, we have almost 300 children in foster care, and we are serving all of those children. Many have experienced abuse, but most have experienced neglect, which is a form of abuse, right? So a child is not getting access to the things that they need. And so at Brightside Child Family Advocacy, we have several programs that works, such as the Savannah CASA program, that works to help our kids that are experiencing that and making sure we can highlight that this is happening in our community. Last year we had over 400 children that came through the foster care system, and it's very easy to forget about these children, but in the end these are our community's children, and we need to keep those kids in front of us, and we need to make sure that every child in every one of our schools knows that there are caring, loving adults that want to be there for them while they're experiencing those difficult circumstances.
Absolutely. And I know one way that we mark this month yearly is through the display of pinwheels. I know that folks will soon be seeing those around, set up by various organizations. I know that that's coming up for us. When people see those pinwheels, what are those meant to symbolize? Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. So as you go past the Division of Family Children Services, you'll see that they have pinwheels in front. We ourselves next week are planning our pinwheels at Savannah Bananas, who's been a fantastic partner with us. And we will plant, as we call it, plant. We'll put one pinwheel in for every single child that have experienced abuse or neglect that's currently in foster care in our community. So you'll see these pinwheels and you think, oh, like they're just showing us, trying to highlight abuse. Every single one of those stand for a child that's experienced abuse or neglect in our community. And so when you go past them, when you go to any of the games this April, Savannah Bananas, remember that these are children that are negatively impacted in our community, and they're our children. They're our most vulnerable, and we need to be advocating for them. We need to make sure all their needs are met.
Absolutely. And so as we think about this, what should people look out for and understand, whether you're somebody in close proximity to children, somebody in a position where you can be of service? What can we all do to be of support in our community?
Well, we can speak up, right? It's, in our schools every single day there are children that are going through really horrific circumstances at home, and we've got to do what we need to do to make sure that there are adults in their life that are speaking up for them. We have phenomenal teachers, principals, counselors that are looking out for those kids, but even in your life there may be a child that is acting a little peculiar. And one thing we always forget is that children that experienced abuse and neglect, they're often responding behaviorally to that. So what I always tell my children, right? Every time I tell my children that there are children in their school that have a story that they don't know. So when a child is acting out, remember that in their home there may be something going on. My kids get annoyed often with that. Like, Mom, they're just being a jerk. No, people behave poorly and children act out of their trauma. And so I think having empathy and patience, and then of course calling the child abuse hotline anytime you notice anything that could be of concern, so that we can remove children from difficult circumstances while we work to address the root causes.
And I know that, volunteering is something that is immensely important to efforts like this. Can you talk to us about what volunteer efforts, what volunteer positions are available, how people can get involved?
Absolutely. So there's a few ways, but most importantly, our biggest program is Savannah CASA, Court-Appointed Special Advocates, and we train community volunteers to advocate for children in foster care. It is the perfect role for anybody over the age of 21 that cares about children that experience abuse and neglect. Often people think it's a mentoring, it's an opportunity to get to know a child, and while that's certainly a piece of it, more so it's figuring out what's going on in that child's life and then letting the judge know in the juvenile court what is going on and giving them recommendations to make sure this child is taken care of. Our judges at juvenile court often say it's the CASA volunteer that knows the most about the child, which helps them to make an informed decision on what's best for the child. And it's a lot of research, it's a lot of getting to know the child, but there is no volunteer opportunity that will have the most impact, because you truly change a child's story when you become a CASA volunteer. So anybody can go to brightsideadvocacy.org and learn more about becoming a CASA volunteer. Also, our partner at CCAC, Children's Advocacy Center, that works with kids with abuse or neglect, is having a large gathering where they're going to be talking about child abuse. So you can go to their website and check out coastalchildrensadvocacy.org and learn more about child abuse in our community. We partner with them as well. And then, of course, you can financially support our organization and just give us a call. If you want to get involved and you don't know what to do, we can help you walk through that. We need more foster parents in our community. We need more people that are willing to step up for the children that nobody else sees.
Absolutely. Thank you. And so thinking about fundraising, I know that you have a huge event coming up on April 20th. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes, our Dancing with Savannah Stars. We're very excited. One of your own here at WSAV, Corey Howard, is going to be dancing in that. And we're excited. So everybody come out and see him dance. But we are going to be doing our largest fundraisers, a fundraiser of the year. It's our 15th anniversary. We are the original Dancing with the Stars here in Savannah. And this year we'll be at Victory North on April 20th from 6:30 and till probably about 8:30. And it's wonderful. We still have a few tickets left. There's not many, so check out brightsideadvocacy.org to get your tickets today. We're also still recruiting sponsors, so if your company would be interested in sponsoring, every single dollar that is spent, every dollar that you invest in our organization stays here in Chatham County and supports the children here in Chatham County. So we absolutely encourage everybody to support.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Thank you.